Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. A little bit of Fiden's up in this piece in the form of their Fiden sword. Focus, come on now. There you go. This is a double IPA coming in at 8.5% alcohol by volume. It has Crush, Nelson Bliss, and Citra in it. And it is a collaboration with the Seed. Very seed-centric stuff, because this comes courtesy of my boy Vinny. He just went down to Atlantic City, had a bunch of stuff, ended up getting a bunch of beers, shipping them off to me. Very appreciative. Thank you very much, brother. Super excited to dive into it. Let's go. What do we have here? Government warning, Atlantic City, New Jersey. That's it. That's all we get, man. That's all we get. Get in the bottom can, 1120. It is like 12.7. So you do the math. Mags on the mash. Oh, mags on the mask. Sorry. You see MAS, you just assume mash when it comes to a brewery. Okay, so what are we doing? We're like 2.5 weeks away from Giftmas. I'm excited for a couple different reasons. This is like every year, Mike is going to be almost 4 years old. Every year, Christmas is getting awesomer with him. So label-wise, it's what Fiden does. I believe this came from the Seed, but it looks what Fiden's does. That's why I say that. So Christmas gets awesomer, and I get to have more. I always have time off around Christmas. I didn't know if I'd be able to do it with my new job. This year, I'm going to have almost 2 weeks off. Paid. Which seemed better. So, yeah, I mean, this looks the part of a big, rich, dense hazy. A little bit. And we're really kind of nitpicking here. A little bit darker than what you typically want. I don't think it's an oxidative thing. I just think it's the way the beer came off. Index finger of soapy, fluffy, creamy head. Super soapy on the edges, if you can probably tell. And it just has this like slight off color white to it with this just rich orange core. I mean, it looks very much like butternut squash soup. A lot of times you want these to be a little bit more kind of potato leaky. Or something along those lines. This is a skosh more down in a richer orange scale. It's like super oxidative dark, like I said, but it just looks like a burly hazy. Give it a whirl. See the nose. Yeah, I mean hops. Oh wow, such a great aromatic note you just gave me, hops. Because that's what it is, and it smells like a bag of hops, not necessarily like a huge amount of hops in a beer. It just like has this rich green characteristic, just uber weedy, danky, just richness. Nothing off flavor. When you get this amount of hops on here, you assume there might be a little hop creep diacetyl thing coming around here, and not really getting it, at least aromatically. It is really just hops and hops and hops and hops. I can't really sit here and tell you about any kind of fruits, or it's green. It's green. I don't know if it's going to be like... No, I don't think it's going to be, because I thought, I was going to say maybe it's going to be a little hop burny, hop green. I don't think it's that kind of green. I think it's just an ultra super saturation of hops I'm getting here, as opposed to just like hop pellet dust floating around in the beer. So, yeah, we're just going to dive in, because that's all I got for you, at least on the nose. Cheers, y'all. That's delicious. This is super cool. This is very cool. I'm not going to say this is like the first time I've ever gotten this from a beer, hazy. But I can't remember the last time I got it. And I don't think I've ever mentioned this in a beer review before. It's kind of like drinking perfume. Like super floral fruitiness. It's really aggressive. It's like, and this is going to be dated analogy or dated experience, dated reference. Remember when you're walking through the mall? That's the last time you were at a mall, right? And then you're walking through like Bloomingdale's or Macy's, and you walk by the perfume counter and someone spritz it, and you accidentally inhale a little bit of it. That's kind of what I'm going to hear. I mean that in a positive light. I don't mean that in a negative light. In real life, that's kind of a negative experience. I don't mean it that way, but it's kind of the best way I can analogize how this kind of comes off, hop-wise. It's got a beautiful sweetness to it. It's sweet. It's a double IPA, super turbid, hazy double IPA. It's supposed to be sweet. No shit, Sherlock. Mouth feels nice. It's dense. It stops short of being goopy, thick. It doesn't have any kind of chalkiness to it or anything like that. There's a little bit of, right in the back of your palate, up top, there's a tiny skosh of a burn. Is that alcohol? I don't think so. I think it's more hop burn. But it's not, it doesn't disconnect you from the beer. Let's put it that way. It's not like I'm drinking and going, ugh. It kind of lets you know you're drinking something that's super hyper aggressive. So I'm cool with it. And it really is the way the hops kind of come off here, which is a danky weediness, huge kind of fruitiness, like a tropical fruit wazoo. Citrus, sure, fine. Pineapple, everything, yes. But it's the way these hops kind of, for me, present themselves as a floral perfuminess. I think it's a combination of the hop burn. I think it's a combination of the alcohol in this beer. It makes you think there's a little bit of that spritz in the air when you're walking through that department store. Jesus Christ, department store. When was the last time you were in the mall, let alone department store? And it reminds me of an experience that I've had a bunch of times. I used to work at a mall when I was like 16, 17, 18. So it's like one of those things that just jogs back this memory like this. My hands are so dry, I can't click. Snap. It's not called clicking. It's called snapping. And honestly, this is a super cool beer. Like, super cool. It's like, it's weird because you tell me it's one of the better double IPAs you had late. It's probably not Mount Rushmore status. It's up there. It's in there. It's not there. But there's something about it. There's something about the way it expresses itself on the hop side of things and everything else. It's hair on fire stuff. It's a very dangerous roller coaster kind of thing. It's one of those things where it's just like, that's a really good double IPA. Be like, that's a good double IPA, but it's also just like exhilarating in the experiences and the flavors that it's throwing out to you in a very kind of just like, again, roller coastery kind of pseudo dangerous kind of way. Now, looking at the coloration, seeing how dense the beer was, I didn't think I'd be this kind of into it. You know, not that these beers can't be this, but they're few and far between. But, you know, hey, it's Fiden's and Seeds, so I should have known better. I like this quite a bit. Thank you very much, Vinny, for letting me experience this. It's a very cool beer. And like I said, I mean, we'll recap it real quick, but there's not much to it. Really nice, dense mouthfeel. That's really nice. That's the best way to phrase it. Bittering, but bittering from a hop green pellet kind of thing, a little bit of hop burn, but not in a negative way, and that extremely floral thing that's sitting on top of this big, huge mango, tropical fruit, pineapple, citrus kind of bouquet of fruitiness with this little bit of kind of perfumey kind of floralness that is very, very, very cool. Is it one of the better double IPAs I've had? Is like, yes. Mount Rushmore status, like I said, there's some I put better than this, so no, but man, as far as fun and aggressive beers, it's up there. Value and availability, brewery only, I think. I mean, I'm guessing something like this is $20 to $30 a 4-pack. That's my guess. And leave you with, if you like what, will you like this beer? If you're Haze, bro, or Hop Thought, you'll dig this. This is super haze, super duper haze. If you like super duper haze, you'll dig this. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. Fun beer. So there you go. Reviewing the books, Master Beers. Take that in the old Google machine. You'll find me in the social medias and stuffs. Seed. Fiden's. Have you been to the breweries? Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? I'm really curious to see if you've had this, what you think. Put all that stuff down there. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of collab goodness right now. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers, y'all.